Hey friends, I'm Otis Gibbs, and this is my buddy Kevin Harrington. He was a roadie for the Beatles, and he's going to share some personal stories about being around John Lennon.
John one day came into EMI again, and said, "Hey, Yoko's doing an exhibition in Park Lane. It's called You Are Here. Do you fancy coming and give us a hand just to set up?" And so I said, "Yeah, of course, naturally, we don't say no." And so I just spent a day with him and Yoko and, other people, and just setting up her exhibition. And yeah, that was nice. There was a nice photo somebody took of me and John just talking. It wasn't a set-up photo. It was just one of the fans, I think, had just taken this snap of me and John, and it's a lovely photo. I was quite pleased with that. But then they did this photo session outside with all these white balloons and with the gallery owner and John and Yoko. And I'm standing there next to them, and we're all holding up these white balloons, and that was like a publicity shot. And apparently that went into a calendar that they produced, that John and Yoko produced for the You Are Here exhibition. So that I've got there's nice memories, there's some silly memories, like me tripping over his headphones. It was very, very late, as they say. And in EMI, they had these fluorescent lights set up because they got fed up with just this whiteness for 12 hours, 10 hours, 6 hours, So they wanted a bit of mood, a bit of atmosphere. So they rigged up these fluorescent lights, 6 of them, 2 yellow, 2 red, and 2 blue. And one night, I think the reds were on, and at that time of night, there's cables in a studio all over the place, right? And John was in a little sound booth, singing away, or starting to sing away, and I'm just trying to move, go from one place to another, without, making a sound. But my foot caught his headphone wire went through a little hole in the bottom of the booth and came out, right, and to the box on the floor. Well, I tripped over that, and I just wrenched his headphones off, and he just screamed, "Fuck out!" And the engineer thought it was him putting the volume up too much, and so I just thought, "No, sorry, John," and just. Fuck, that was one of those nights, But they were all really nice. They were just lovely, they really were.
Was John particular about guitars and amplifiers and stuff like that?
No, none of them were. It was just basic, this is the guitar I'm using. There's my twin Fender, let's go, and then if they wanted a different sound or whatever, then the engineers would come down and they'd go, "Okay, what about putting it in this box?" Or, we can do that through the control room. But generally, no, it was just change the strings, okay, and that was it really. I need a capo. I found out what a capo was. I found out lots of things, on the Double White album, I learned a lot. They were doing a song called Bungalow Bill, and they wanted a chorus. And so I was just sitting there as normal, just doing nothing, waiting for something to happen. They went, "Kevin, come and you're part of the chorus." And so, right, all together now. Hey, bungalow. And it was, I'm not a singer, and so when I sing and I have to sing, I would kind of go, rather than and be totally out of tune. When you're singing low, you don't really have to be in tune. You're just like this, And so I just sang, "Hey, real low, just trying not to be heard." Although I do think I can hear it I've got a feeling that might just be psychotic, but I can hear myself underneath there somewhere, just singing the chorus.
You're at least part of the whole.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah,
You're there.
I'm there somewhere. Just way down. No, this was the thing. In those days, it was a closed shop. If they needed somebody in, then that somebody came in. I mean, one night they actually brought in two of the girls from outside to sing a bit. I can't remember what song that's on. So, but it was generally, that's why it was a privilege for me to be there. Because I knew that it was such a closed shop. And I'd known this since 1966 when I started, at NEMS. So I'd always known that the Beatles in the studio that's a no-go area. That is so private. It's, quite phenomenal. I tried to, they asked me to hand clap, and at that time my confidence just was not as high as it is now, and I didn't really want to mess up. So I think I tried a couple of times, and just was so nervous. I just had to say, I can't do this. I'm going to mess up. I can't do this. So I just went, no, I got to sit down, just to be straight up. Well, for me, you see, it was all happy, and it went on for 2 years. And so they all meld, I can't sort of give specifics. It was just a happy time, and they were always all right, that was the thing at EMI, everybody was lovely. It was just good. It was just a great time for me. I'm just learning, I'm seeing what's happening, and I'm staying up late, and I'm getting up late, and, I'm going to work late, 7 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock at night, so I'm in my element, and it wasn't our jobs to document what they were doing, so it's what happened yesterday, did anything specific happen? No, they did a number, what was the number? Oh, whatever it was. And then it's the next day, and then, okay, we start all over again. I get there at 6, sat up, make sure everything's, so they get there at 6:37, make them their teas, and then you sit downstairs and you sit in the studio while they're all playing around and, just having a good time and, making sure they're happy with what they've got and what they want to do with it, And then once all of that starts, then you just go out and you go and get yourself a cup of tea. Mal and I would go and get a cup of tea, Okay, they're happy. We know they're all right for half an hour. They've got their cigarettes, they've got their tea, just leave them to it now. And that's how it was. And then the same thing the next night. And then the next night. And that went on for 5 months. They were recording when I went down, when I first started out, first day, it was Revolution number 9. And I just couldn't believe what I was listening to. I'm thinking, this is not the Beatles, this is crap, This is not what I was expecting, Yeah.
Were they excited about it?
Not as far as I can remember. I don't know. It was off the ball as far as I'm concerned. It was like, oh, okay. What is this number 9? Number 9? What's that about? So, yeah, that was kind of a funny start.
Did you ever warm up to that track?
No. No. We had literally just finished a tour with a group called The Tourists, which was Dave Stewart and Annie Lennox band before the Eurythmics. And we were in Australia. And it was a bit of a manic tour. And got to the airport, and it's the bass player just was late, and his passport was in his suitcase, and we assured the lady at reception, the airport thing, that, he's got his passport. We're going to Thailand. You can't get in unless you've got your passport, but, you can't get through your bags unless you got a passport. So it's like, all this. And then, so after this tour, I was just exhausted anyway. And then I heard John had died, had been shot, just as I was entering the airport. And I got on the plane and I cried. And it was a lot to do with John, just senseless. But it was also the emotion of finishing this tour, at that point, I'd been with them for 9 months. So I toured with them a lot, and a lot of things had happened. And so at the end of it, it was just like, I just sat in the plane and just cried.
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and tell me down below what your favorite John Lennon song is, and I'll see you somewhere down the road. Much love to you.